Okay, hi.
Hi.
Wow, there's a lot of people here. All right, well, let's just go. I don't like to do a reading. Most of my fans, I feel, can do that for themselves. So we can go straight into question and answers. That's okay with you guys?
Yeah.
Woo! Okay, but for it to work, somebody has to ask a question. Okay, good. Right here.
All right. Question for you with the Dresden Files. Does the relationship of Ebenezer McCoy and Thomas Wraith ever come into play as grandfather-grandson?
Does the relationship of Ebenezer McCoy and Thomas Wraith ever come into play? That's one of those things that's in the future that's way more fun if you get to find out about it. Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on your particular point of view on the matter, I think blood relations come into play, and that's all there is to it. One way or another, positive or negative, they're there for something always. So yeah. Over here.
Is Mouse gonna come back soon?
Is Mouse gonna come back soon? How far are you read?
Disappear with the dog.
Oh, you just didn't want him to disappear? I'm not giving anything like that away. Come on, you gotta ask me questions I can actually answer. Not going to be part of what's coming in the future. Back here in the back.
Did you know all along that Harry was going to get shot, or did that just come up further on into your writing?
Did I know all along that Harry was going to get shot, or did it just come up in the writing? Well, I don't know. Gosh, I had him dead solving his own murder in book 13. Yeah, I pretty much planned that out. I mean, there was a bunch of ways. I know there's a bunch of ways that I wanted to end a book with him, and a bunch of ways that I wanted to begin a book with him. And I've gotten to do several of them so far. I'm gonna have to step it up though to be able to get them all in. You're in the scrubs.
Is the Winter Court interested in Molly, or does it? She got kidnapped by them. Leah, before she even had a name in book 3, Leah offered to take her in exchange for something from Michael.
Oh right, yeah. Is the Winter Court interested in Molly? Is the question. Leah's offer was a pretty generic, give me your first child offer, as opposed to, hey, I specifically want that one. But, well, Molly's unfortunately in a position where she's going to get noticed by all kinds of things that intend her no good, and the Winter Court may be among them, yes. But that's what you get for hanging around with Dresden. It rubs off on you. Right here.
Is Harry's daughter going to be a big power play in any of the series or any of the further?
Is Harry's daughter going to be a big power play in the series? What? It's not good enough for you already? We did a global extermination of red court vampires. She was kind of fulcrum-ish in that. Yeah.
Is she going to have like powers of her own, or is she going to be like a wizard?
Another one of those questions I can't answer. Is she going to have powers of her own? It'll be more fun when we find out later. Right here in front.
Quite away from the book. Well, the latest book anyway. In regards to the power level of Mab or anybody that would happen to ascend to that level, would someone of that stature be able to take out the demon from, say, a White Court vampire?
Would somebody who's like in Mab's weight class, is she going to be capable of taking a White Court demon out? Oh, absolutely. She could rip that thing right out of Thomas. Not that there would be much of Thomas left after she was done. Mab's not particularly gentle that way. It's possible that there might be some way to get out of it, maybe, but you know, what fun would that be? In the back, holding the bookmark up. You're going to have to yell. I'm in Naperville, but why not Chicago? Because I don't schedule these things. I just go where the editor tells me, Jim, you're going here. Yes, I can do that. They've got like a minute-by-minute schedule for my day that I can follow and read and look at. It's like, okay, quarter to 7, get to the bookstore. 7, start talking. I'm following the schedule, man. There's nothing I can do. Here, in the, straight down here, short, dark hair. How did I feel about the TV series? Could have been worse. it's a glass half full situation. It's one of those things where had the series kept going, it might have gone all squirrely. The fact that it went down early, meh. I don't necessarily like that. I have a theory about why it happened. It's this whole conspiracy theory about. I mean, there's shooters on the grassy knoll and a chart. There's no proof to it, but you know, I figure a good conspiracy theory that actually makes it stronger. But in any case, they could have done a worse job with it, and I certainly could have got burned harder than I did. I got to go up and kind of do the Stan Lee appearance on the background on the show, and you know, I got to meet like the actors and the people who were making it and so on. So you know, that was a fun experience. It was cool. Right here.
What's been your favorite part about writing for Harley? What have you enjoyed the most about it?
What's been my favorite part about writing for the Dresden Files? I would have to say going to work in my pajamas is the very best part. I don't ever have to wear a tie. I just hate them, like with a completely irrational pathological hatred. I hate ties. And so I haven't had to wear one for a job lately. And I get to go to work in my PJs, and I got to spend a lot more time with my kid while he was at home than I would have gotten to otherwise. So that's probably the best part about the job. But the actual specific working on it, the reader screams of pain, maybe. Just occasionally. Yeah. Well, I don't hear them so much as sense them through the forest. But, yeah, I do occasionally. I'm even worse to the people who, the poor people who beta read for me, because they go on a chapter by chapter basis, and I make it a point to make them scream every chapter. So, you know, but that's. I mean, you can't do that to everyone. Darn it. Right here in the red shirt. Where was Harry's apartment? Yeah. It was kind of in the same mythical 4 or 5 blocks where his office was and where Max is. It's really dangerous to use an actual location because there's just always that occasional unbalanced person who just decides, well, this needs to be true to the books. I'm going to have to burn this house down. And I knew I was going to be wrecking the place, so you know, maybe I'll just kind of make it semi-mythical, and that'll be healthier for everyone. And black shirts.
What was the actual delay of the publishing? Was it that you were trying to add a certain chapter, or just adding the little tidbits here and there to try to make the book more full?
Okay, the question was what was the actual delay in the publishing thing? Was I just trying to make it better, or were I trying to make the chapters more full? Let's see. The day it was initially the absolute deadline day that it was due, the last day that they could do it without changing the publishing schedule. I think I had written up to the scene where Dresden's talking to Molly outside the Big Hood's hideout. So there was still like a third of the book left to write, which was most of the issue. Well, when you get right down to it, it just wasn't done yet. And I write it as fast as I can, and in this case it was considerably harder to write. It just wasn't done yet. So I had to say, it isn't finished. And they in New York, they went, oh, creative people, okay. Like that. Over here.
Are you working on any other projects besides Harry Dresden?
Am I working on any projects besides Harry Dresden? Yeah, always. Right now, I'm working on a fantasy trilogy, which is, I think, is going to wind up being the prequel trilogy to my epic fantasy epic, which will be epic. Because I've got my big epic fantasy epic in mind, but I feel I need to lay groundwork with a prequel trilogy. But so far, it's a lot of fun. It's very strongly influenced by the Black Company, and we'll see what happens. So, but right here.
On the JV forums, there is a Give Jim Ideas part. Do you ever take any ideas from your fans to put into your books at all?
On the JV forums, there's a Give Jim Ideas topic, and do I ever take suggestions from the fans and turn them into stories? There is. There's a Jim Give I didn't realize that. No. I know there was a lot of there were several Ask Jim questions things, which I will occasionally kind of jet by and answer, but answer, at least the simple ones. But oh my gosh,
It's a shock, I know.
I didn't realize it was there, and that's interesting. There are folks who kind of occasionally stop and say, "Hey, I would really like to read a story from Tutu's perspective." I'm like, that would be such a wild perspective. I'm just going to have to eat nothing but pixie sticks and stuff like that. I just have to just fuel myself purely on sugar. Pizza doesn't have the same effect on me it does on fairies. I just sort of get sleepy myself. Yeah, we definitely have to do some serious candy for that to happen. Let me just go back in the back. Who's holding a camera? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Which one?
Oh, there, you.
Do you have anyone in mind or anyone signed yet for the new Bears of the Swords?
Oh, do I have anyone in mind for the new Bearers of the Swords? Several people, actually. I haven't decided exactly who they're going to fall out to. Because I've got several really cool candidates that would just be a lot of fun, but it's like, but I don't want to do it to you guys. You're nice. If you get one of these swords, I'm going to have to be mean to you. That's just kind of the way it works out. Now, the second camera. Is there any possibility what? Oh, wizard! No, I'm going home and staying there for like a month and a half. I'm gonna go crouch down in my hermit room and just stay there like that, and maybe order out for pizza sometimes, and that's about it. Besides, I gotta get to work on the next book, so
What do you think of the graphic novels?
What do I think of the graphic novels? Depends on which ones you mean. I really enjoyed writing Welcome to the Jungle. It was a lot of fun to write. I really enjoyed the artist they had on it, Ardian. He was awesome. But apparently there were some issues with checks bouncing, and somebody came to Ardian and said, "Hey, we would like you to write for our comic book, Batman." And Ardian said, "Very well, I shall write Batman now." For which I can hardly blame him. And we've tried some different artists, and we've got a new artist that's coming along to do Full Moon, and I've written the outline for another original graphic novel bit, which will be a lot of fun. And so now I got done writing the outline. I'm like, man, this is cool. I should have written this as a book. If only I knew now if only I knew then what I knew now. Over here at the back, holding the heavy paperback up.
Given the role of the white god in your book, will you ever meet the Pope? I haven't read your book, but I don't know if you're lying yet. But will you ever meet the Pope and will he be a badass?
And will he be what?
Will he be a badass?
Oh. Given the role of the white god in the books, is Dresden ever going to meet Il Papa, and will he be badass? And the answer to that is, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that the public pope is the real pope in the Dresden Files. The real pope might be way stealthier than that. I'm not certain. That might just be the guy that's designed to draw political fire and tangle up everybody who really wants to get things politically involved in church things. But we'll see. Let's see. Okay.